record now. Recording in progress. Okay. So we'll just do that little recap about TRE anyway, because you guys, have you both watched any visuals?
No, yes. I have. It's been so long, I've forgotten anything about it.
Yeah, totally. So. Brilliant.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Do you want to take a seat, Flynn? Yeah.
Yeah. Just sit here.
Are you okay with the stool?
Yeah. Something's really.
This is the stool, right?
Yeah.
Cozy. Awesome. So with the TRE, so it's the trauma release exercises or tension release exercises, and basically we'll go through those 7 exercises, which help elicit your body's natural tremoring response. Yeah, so we're kind of activating through the psoas muscle. And other muscles that are responsible for movement. We go nice and slowly. We go with ease. So we're not going to pain. Yeah. So I can talk you through things. We're not going through to pain.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So go with ease. And based also on how we're coming today. So Kate, you mentioned that you're feeling quite sore all over. Sore legs, yeah. Mm. So we'll be gentle. We're not going to need to go to full fatigue for our legs in the exercises. Mm. Yeah, and Flynn, with your elbow, we can watch that and monitor that and support it as needed. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Mm-hmm. Shall we go?
Let's do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. If we can stand, I'll be around here. I'll just make sure that we're all in video.
Still now?
Yeah, we'll roll it back. And remember, we can sit down. We can have support anytime we need. Okay. So to start with, we're going to work on the edges of our feet. So all we do, feet are shoulder width apart, and then all we're doing is gently gliding side to side on our feet. Nice and slow. And as we do this, we're really noticing our feet connected to the floor. And it's just with awareness. We're not really trying to do any great movement. Just being aware of our feet and their connection to the floor.
And how our body how
we go,
the energy, how it, the way it changes on your body, exactly. That kind of stuff.
Awareness. It's like, I go into sensation. And it's like, okay, yeah. And like as I kind of gently have my knees bent, I can feel myself glide to one side, and I'm really noticing the edges of my feet. But can I go to the edges? And if it feels too awkward, can we get a chair to support so that we can notice the edge of that right foot, Flynn, inside of the left foot. So it's like, oh, so my feet are actually raising off the floor, right? Connected, but side to side.
So the inside edge is what we're feeling.
So inside, so if you look at my feet, inside edge of one foot, outside edge of the other foot. And so this is like stimulating our preparatory response. You know, when there's danger, right? You're looking around and your legs are going to go one way or the other. So proprioception in my joints.
Right.
So we can feel the joint being activated.
And our knees should be slightly bent.
Slightly bent, yeah, okay. Slightly bent. There's kind of a balance, right? And as you do this, we can notice our ankles, we can notice our knees, we can notice our hips. Like you said, it's a sway. Okay. And then after that, it's just pick up. So picking your feet. Nice. And what I might do is I'm just going to come behind you. I'm just going to get this chair here because it acts as a little support if you need it. So you've got an edge there each, right? if you need to balance. So this one is calf raises. So all we're going to do is feet apart like this. Yes. And then all we're doing is the weight is on our front foot. The back foot is the balance foot. And these are called calf raises or calf lifts. So the weight is on our front foot, going up to our toe and down. So we're going up to the balls of our foot on that front leg. The back foot is balance foot, and you can also balance with your hand on the chair, yeah?
So the back foot stays up.
Yeah, well, it's easy to balance that way. Otherwise, it feels, my center of gravity's not correct for me anyway. So the focus is on the front leg. Knee, once again, is slightly bent. And I'm going up to the ball of my foot on that front leg. You should feel it in your calf muscle. You're only going to that level of kind of, I feel my muscles doing some work, but I'm not going until it's exhausted. We're kind of just activating it a little bit. Nice. That's the one.
Does the back leg muscles, are you doing those as well?
No, they're your balance muscles, really. If you put the weight on your front leg, then you'll notice most of this front calf muscle doing the work, and this just becomes balance.
Oh, okay.
If my weight's too much on my back leg, then it's going to feel a bit awkward, and this one will start to fatigue your back leg. Yeah. Nice. And when you've done enough, like you've done, Kate, just kick it out and then start your other one as you're comfortable. Nice. Good. And those toes. Once you've done enough, same again, we can kick that out. Shake, shake, shake. Good. Did you feel those in your calf muscles?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so the next one, same again, that chair is to support us, but we're doing more of a lunge this time. So with the lunge, we are taking a greater step forward. And on the lunge, this can be a little bit awkward, okay? So the focus, once again, is weight is in the front leg, but if I focus on bending my back knee down, then I keep my knee and my ankle straight, like stacked in the front. So I don't want my knee to be going like that over my toe because it's too sore on my knees. I just want to gently bend my back knee and I just kind of drop down. Yeah. Okay, so keep doing that, and I'm going to just support here. That's it, and then up you go. And again, so bend on this knee and just dips down. Beautiful. And up.
So most weight's on the front.
Yeah, most weight's on the front.
It feels mostly on the back on this one.
On this one, okay, so come up again. And maybe just open your legs a little bit wider, Flynn. There we go. And then focus on bending this one. And yeah, and it's your glute, your bum doing the work. So push up through your glute.
Oh, yeah.
So if your weight goes the front of your leg, through your heel of that front leg, then you're going to feel it more in your glute. And up you come. So lead with your heel of your front leg. Yeah, especially when you push up, it's through your heel. And you'll feel it more on this leg and not so much on the back leg. Nice, Kate. Beautiful. And once again, don't go to full fatigue. Yeah. When you're ready, kick it out. Yeah. Nice. Because they're big muscles, they're strong muscles that are doing this work, the lunge. Yeah. Right. So it's your glutes, your hamstrings, quads, your calves. Often it's the coordination, eh? So open your legs as you need to. That's it. And the focus is on the bend of that back leg. And just drop it down a little bit, just to there. And up you go. That's it.
And where should I feel it then?
Once again, your hammies, your glutes of this front leg. And you lead with your weight through your heel. So the weight of your body is on the heel. That's it. And this one's just bending. Just bending. There you go. And up. And sometimes if we think about keeping our hips square as well, that can help. So when staying away from rotating, because then it's like, oh, where does my weight go? So if I think about, oh, my hips stay square, then it's a sit back. Bending that back. Yeah. Just enough to feel the muscles working. There we go. Breathe. If you need to breathe, no, you breathe. It's okay. Does anyone need air in terms of opening the door? No, I'm good. Everyone's okay? All right. So the next one we'll do then is a stretch. Okay, so it's an inner thigh stretch, and these are bolsters in case we need support so if I can't touch the ground, I want some kind of support to touch. So I'll move these over if we need them, okay? So this particular stretch is our straddle stretch. So our legs are wide. Stretches for my inner thighs. And so all I do is I'm going to start with, though, is sticking my hips backwards slightly like this. And that's going to keep my low back flat. And then I'm gently keeping that straight, coming all the way down to this position here where my hands are touching the floor. And if they can't touch the floor, then we can use a bolster. Knees are slightly bent.
No, thank you.
And we also let our head drop in this position. So our neck is like, nice and relaxed. Beautiful. We're just going to hang out here for 3 breaths. And then when we're ready, we'll now walk our hands to the right. So walking my hands to the right, that's it. And we're just hanging out on one side for 3 breaths. Enjoy those breaths. And then when you're ready in your own time, go to the other side. Same again, 3 breaths. Enjoying the stretch. And then when you're ready, back into the middle again for 3 breaths. And then as you get up, Kate, just gently take your hands to your knees. And then lift your head up towards me, looking ahead, and just hang out here for a second. And then slowly walk your hands up. So same with you, Flynn. Hands on your knees. Hang up there, looking up at me. Yeah. And then slowly walk your hands up. So that's just for our blood pressure. Let's move this away. And gently bring your legs into neutral again. And pick them out. Feeling okay? Yep. Good. All right. So the next stretch is a psoas stretch to the front of our hips through here. And so all we do here are hands, like if you had back pockets, you're going to put your hands in your pockets. And then all you do is feet are shoulder width apart. We're gently leading our hips forward. So it's not like a back bend, not focusing on bending my back, just gently leading my hips forward. My elbows come together, so I'm lifting my chest up. And once again, it's 3 breaths. Beautiful. And then I'm going to turn my head to the left and let my right hip follow forward. Yeah, so turn my head and let your hip follow forward. So the stretch is more on the right side of our psoas, right side of our hip for 3 breaths. Nice. And then we're going to come back into the middle. And we're going to turn our head to the right and let my left hip follow. And once again, just for 3 seconds. And then back into the middle. And one more set of 3 breaths, sorry, not 3 seconds. But have to be pretty quick breaths. Nice. 3 breaths, and when you finish your breaths, kicking it out. Awesome. Pretty warm, pretty quick, hey? Okay, so the next one is going to be a wall sit. And what we have to do today for a wall sit is outside is where the wall is. So let's go out. To the right is the best piece of wall. And I might maneuver out. Bring the camera. But you don't need to sit on the wall yet. Be fatigued.
I've done them quite a few times. Right.
Wall sits, are you both comfortable with wall sits?
Yep.
Yeah, nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, styling. Okay. So then same thing then, if we're familiar with our wall sit, we'll let the weight of the wall take our back, yeah, so we can lean back against the wall. Feet come out far enough so that as I gently come down, once again, my knees and my ankles are stacked. Yeah, so feet need to come out a little bit further, Flynn. Yeah, and same with you, Kate, a little bit more. Yeah, and we don't have to go too deep, but as deep as you want to, so that you're at a threshold, say 5 out of 10. Okay, 5 out of 10 is very comfortable. But as soon as the legs start feeling up to about number 7, Then just come up the wall a little bit so that you're at number 5 again. Okay, so we don't want to full on fatigue. Yeah, then just glide up again as a fatigue. Nice, and you should be feeling this for your quads. Yeah. Nice. We might be hanging out here for a little bit, so we're in for the long haul. But not working too hard.
To feel the tremors stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes you can start feeling sometimes they start tremoring already in this position. Yeah. So if you notice that, that's all it is.
I feel my knee joints clicking.
They're moving, they're talking to you, are they?
Well, yeah. Inside they were doing that too.
Yeah. Yep. So if you need to come up off the wall a little bit, Flynn, go for it. And same thing on this one. Noticing your weight kind of goes through the heel of the foot more than the toes. Your weight bearing kind of goes through the heels. And then even just by directing our weight through the heel, you might notice different muscle fibers being engaged. And then that takes some of the loading off the knees.
God, my knee is just popping all
I can hear them. Yeah. Are they often popping knees?
Pay attention to them.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if they're painful, we'll come out of it.
Oh, they're not painful.
They're just talking. Hey?
Just noisy.
Yeah. But that part's okay. Hi, knees. I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm on my knees. We're getting longer by the minute. It's like, oh my goodness. It's a massive lawn. Yeah. I've got to learn how to just do it in parts when I've got time, and just go, look, that you've got an hour or half an hour. Just go do this part. If it's painful, then just come out. It's
not painful.
Oh, okay, so we're just like, well, yeah. I wonder, I'm just curious what happens if you were to say put your hand on your side of your legs, just in terms of your knees. I'm just curious in terms of support, I wonder how my knees feel if I just hang out with my hands there too.
Gives my hands something to do.
Yeah.
Knees.
Yeah. Nice. You still feeling tremory through there, Kate?
Yeah.
Feel free to come
where do you feel tremoring? I don't feel any tremoring.
On my leg, from about here to my knees.
Really?
My whole middle body.
Ah, yeah.
Is that a titoki there?
Hello?
Titoki?
This one is. Yeah.
That one is. You can't really see.
Close one.
Yeah.
Fudity. I got one of them as a fudity.
Oh, they're
maybe not.
It's not.
No.
Not that one.
No, but I think fudity is up here.
They're not so common.
Not so common these
Well,
days.
they are near where I
Depending where
live.
you are.
Yeah.
I've had a few come in.
Yeah. So feel free to shake if you like. Check your legs out. And when you're ready, Flynn.
When I'm ready, what?
When you're ready, you can come up off the wall.
Is there a time on that exercise?
No, usually just you're waiting till you get quite a good fatigue through this exercise.
Yeah.
And so it really helps bring on the tremors when we go into tremoring.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and even if you're doing after you've done this a few times and say you went for a walk and then you're like, oh, I'm going to do my tremoring. Well, sometimes you can just do the wall sit, say after you do a walk. So you've already kind of pre-fatigued, you've alivened your muscles. Yeah. Then if you just do this wall sit as a little prelude to going into your tremor, sometimes that can help activate them. Yeah. It's all having a play, really, to see what works for your body. And the more you do it.
I definitely feel my thighs now.
Good. So you can feel that they've been engaged, huh? Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it now.
Right. Okay. Awesome. All right. So now we can go to the mats. And then if you both lie yourselves down,
Where's head's with?
Keeping on the far side, or any side actually, whatever works. And what we'll do is we'll just really support comfort right now. So as you lie down, I've got pillow. You put a little pillow under everyone's head.
Oh,
Just the
nice.
little one there. Is it enough?
Mm.
You need it higher?
It's good.
Feels good? Okay. So just in this position, let's just rest for a little bit. Just noticing our body landing on the floor. Noticing the floor has your weight and you're supported. And then when you're ready, we'll do is we'll take our soles of our feet together so that we're in that butterfly position. Yeah, beautiful. And in this butterfly position, we can also support at the hips. So, Kate, would you like supports on the side of the hips? Like under there?
Probably.
Yeah, so it's just kind of, just put those two there. It's kind of like hang out there. Does that feel quite good?
Yeah.
A little bit of support. Flynn, how do you feel on the side of the hips? You need support there, or are they comfortable?
Yeah.
Good, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I feel it pulling in.
And your adductors and those inner
I
thighs?
don't know where it is, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good stretch. And sometimes we don't need to work so hard with that stretch. So what I'll do is I'll just put that one there.
Oh, that's uncomfortable.
Oh, is it yuck?
It was, yeah, better before.
You're like, no, I like that stretch better. Okay, is that easier? Yeah, okay. So when you're ready then, in this position, we can try a little bridge, which is, imagine squeezing the balls of your feet together and you're going to lift your hips up off the floor. No, I can't do that. Okay, so you don't do that then. That's fine. And then Flynn, you hold yours there if you can.
I think I'm getting a cramp in my
And the hamstring.
at the back.
Yeah, the back of your leg. So you don't need to do that either. What we'll do is we'll just do a normal bridge without the stretch like this. So if we put our feet on the ground, say shoulder width apart, it's a little bit wide. Then what's it like in this position if you imagine taking your hips off the floor? Only if it's comfortable. Is that
Easy.
good? Yeah,
Yeah.
feel strong? Great. So let's just hang out in this position for a little bit. And as you do this, you're noticing your glutes clench, so your buttocks are doing the work here. You can feel your hamstrings working as well, which is the back of the leg. You feel your quads on the front, so it's a lot of engagement of muscles through here. And as you hang out in this position, you also might feel your body wanting to do little movements or wave, slight gliding to the left or to the right. So once again, it's just all that tremor mechanism starting to take action. And only stay here long enough as is comfortable, and then we can come down again. And as you're in that position, I'm just going to arrange the camera a bit differently. When you're ready, you can come down again into resting position. When you're ready. In this position. Moving bits and pieces. How your body's feeling?
It's so different than it was before.
Yeah, yeah. You're both feeling comfortable enough?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so from this position again, we can go back into butterfly position. So soles of your feet together. And as is comfortable, just hanging in this position for a little bit and more of a rest. So rest position. They enough support in here. Yeah. Once again, as we're in this rest position, we're noticing our body on the floor, noticing our head being supported, and our back in contact with the floor. Noticing our breath. And when you're ready, just gently taking your knees together about an inch or two. Just bringing them in towards each other. Yeah, just about there. Even a little bit less than that, so keep coming down to about there. Is that okay to hang out there?
Yeah, that's on an inch. You said an inch or two.
An inch, yeah. Just an inch. So just a little bit, so 10 centimeters.
Apart.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. From that resting position towards each other.
Right,
Yeah. And in this position, if possible, are we able to have our soles of our feet together-ish? Remember, if I can support with bolsters, let me know.
I'm beginning to feel trembling.
Yes, I can see, yeah. Are you comfortable? Yeah. And you notice the tremoring. We're just kind of hanging out with curiosity with it. So it's like, oh, cool. So you're just noticing it. We're not trying to change it or anything, just being with it. With curiosity. So when you're ready, Flynn, you can take your legs closer again, another inch. Yeah, like that. Hang out there for a little bit. And notice your legs wavering a little bit as well, Kate. You're doing okay?
Yep, good.
Yep, good.
I didn't know they were moving.
They're kind of jittering. Well, in my noticings.
Oh.
What are you noticing?
I think I can feel it a little bit kind of deep.
Yeah.
And that's my nose. My hips are a bit sore and a bit cold feeling. But that's, I mean, yes. that's normal for them.
That's normal for them. Would they like a little blanket over them?
Don't know. I don't think that would make much difference.
It's an inside out cold
it's
kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. Nice, Flynn. And if you want to come closer again, Flynn, another inch. Yep. And just hanging up there.
So it gets more and more each inch, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the intensity, and everybody's response can be different.
That's what I was wondering about.
Yeah. Everyone's response is different, but it's when you've got the momentum going, then it's like, oh, okay, well, if I come in another inch, then what happens? And so you just hang out with that.
It's getting really quite busy.
Yeah, busy. Love it. Yeah, comfortable with busy? Yeah. And it's like that whole idea of moving energy through, yeah?
Well, it's just interesting not being able to relax into it and letting it happen, rather than stopping it from happening or making it happen or. Yeah.
So as that's comfortable, Flynn, if you wanted to plant your feet, you can, as in put your feet on the ground instead of, And so can I just, yeah, and then hanging in
Oh,
this
your hands are
position.
nice and warm.
Are they?
Well, my legs are they're just going
They're
crazy.
going crazy. Are you
Yeah.
okay with my hands supporting your feet?
Oh yeah, but you
Yeah.
don't have to though.
Yeah.
It was mostly the warmth.
It was like all of a sudden, oh. Well, you let me know if you need a blanket.
Yeah. And I can feel the tremors going up to my back, my lower back.
Totally.
Mm.
Absolutely. If it's more comfortable for you to plant your feet, Kate, you can plant your feet. This is comfortable for you. Yeah, and for your hips. And if anyone needs a blanket, let me know.
Yes, I think I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll have one too. As you're lying here, do the tremors increase, and even though you haven't done anything to make them increase?
Yep.
That's what happens.
Yeah. And like I said, everyone's response can be different.
Yeah.
And at different times. Yeah, one day your response will be
right.
one way, and another time another way.
Yeah.
There we go.
Mostly on my feet.
Mostly feet. Okay.
Moving my feet just then to
Yeah.
put the blanket on seemed to decrease the tremoring a bit.
Okay. And so it can come and go. You know, sometimes it will just stop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And in those positions, you can also stop this yourself. And we've talked about this before, but I didn't mention it this time, is you just straighten out your legs to stop them. Literally just straighten out, push your heels out. And then there's also a rest position, which is when your feet are wider, you bring your knees together like a teepee position. Yeah. So feet are wide, knees come together, and that's a resting spot. So you can just hang out there for a little bit and then see if they come back again. So if you want to initiate yours again, Flynn, you can start wide again and just
start wide.
Wide with your feet together and your legs splayed again. You know, like we did before. You can hang out in that position for a little bit and then do your 3 coming togethers. How are you doing there, Kate?
Good.
Yeah.
My body really likes walking.
Yeah, it's enjoying that, isn't it?
So when you start like this,
Yes.
when you put your legs apart again, the tremoring stops.
Well, you can restart it basically.
But with my legs now, I don't feel any tremoring.
Yeah. So this is a rest position. So then you come in an inch, and then hang out there.
Right.
And then you'll start to feel the activation come through again. And with these tremors, like initially when we first start, often they're isolated around the hips or the legs. And then as your inroad comes more and more and your body gets used to this more and more, often you'll feel the release or the tremoring actually can go up our spine, into our shoulders, down our arms, into our neck, into our head. Yeah.
I don't find it there, but I find it in my fingers. Right,
you find it in your fingers are wanting to do movements, aren't they? Yeah.
Very, active.
Yeah. And so as we're kind of allowing the activity happen in our body, we're just kind of keeping our inner witness on. So we're aware with curiosity. And yours have started up again, Flynn. Yeah.
So can I put my knees up?
Yeah. Yeah. As it's comfortable, then you can hang out in that position, yes.
I noticed too that I can stop the tremoring in a way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but then if I let go, it starts again.
Yes. Yes.
Which is interesting.
And it's interesting when you play like that, that you notice that you're in control of
Yeah.
these, you can let them happen as well, but you also can stop them whenever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the whole idea of regulation. When you feel like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit like uneasy or whatever might be arriving, it's like I can come out of this anytime I want to. Yeah, and then you can come back in as you want to.
And it's nice to be able to let go into it, let it, the tremors happen instead of hanging on tightly all the time.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. When your tremors, just inviting you both just to take a couple of nice breaths as well. Noticing any fatigue in your body, know that you can have a break anytime you need to.
They seem to have decreased a little bit. Is that what happens?
Yeah, it can happen. Absolutely. Sometimes I'll just stop.
Oh, really?
It's like, okay.
Well, with the breathing, they seem to decrease a little bit.
When you breathe,
when I start paying attention.
When you pay attention to your breathing. Yes. And they're just all things to be curious about. Saying, really comfortable.
Yeah, very comfortable. My extremities seem to have worn out their
Yeah.
need.
Yes.
But everything else is pretty good.
Yeah. How are you going there, Flynn?
Henry.
Yeah. Something happened again, huh?
Yeah. It's really interesting watching the whole thing and how where it starts and how it affects my legs and the rest of my energy. It feels like it's really starting just at my very lower back, and then it just shoots out.
Yeah.
Body's finished.
I can see you've got a nice pause going on there. It's just like, notice some settling happening. So as you're ready, Kate, just wanting to invite you if you wanted to straighten out your legs and then just have an integration period where you're just lying there, making sure you're nice and warm and comfortable and just hanging out in your body and what you notice. Those will come to an end for you as well in the next minute or so. Just when you're ready, just straightening out your legs. So we just have a little bit of integration time.
If we weren't stopping now, would I just carry on tremoring forever, or
it feels like that, hey?
It does.
Yeah.
Would eventually it come to an end?
I assume eventually it would come to an end. I mean, who knows, right? I think the idea is with this work as well is we want to check what our system is like with little bits at a time. It's like titration. You know, when we do titration, the little bits, and see how my system responds. Because if I was to tremor, even if it lasted 2 hours in some cases, would that be too much for my system to integrate? Okay, because we go through the phases of activating, discharging, and then integrate. But we can only integrate so much. We want to take the time to integrate the work that you've just done.
Right.
So even in this piece that we've just done, just hanging out with your body, it's just inviting you to hang out and just notice.
I'm certainly more aware of the energy in my lower back and hips than I was before.
Yeah.
It's really, it's like, it's in my face.
Yeah. And is it a pleasant or unpleasant feeling?
It just is what it is. It's not, I mean, you know, being aware of it's quite interesting, but
Yeah.
it's not pleasant or unpleasant. It just is.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of my feet as well, but not as the same, doesn't have the same kind of energy behind it.
Just as you notice the energy in your hips and your low back, Flynn, just inviting you to notice, your whole body from your feet all the way to your head. That whole body is a container. Curious what happens to that energy when you notice you've got arms and when you've got legs.
Well, I'm aware of them being there, and I'm, you know, it's not like I'm not aware of them, but the energy isn't in them. The energy's in my hips.
Yeah. And like you said, it's just there. Yeah. Beautiful.
But it also kind of sheds light on the rest of my body in a way.
Was that lots of stomach gurgling going on for you there, Kate?
No, not that I know of. My body feels very relaxed. Beautiful. My head feels like it could do with some more release of some sort.
Your head?
My head does.
Yeah.
But my body feels very relaxed and very kind of free. The energy's moving really free.
Beautiful. Does it feel like a build-up of pressure in your head?
Yes, but it's not new pressure. I think it's the same old pressure that maybe I don't usually notice it.
Okay, yeah. Same idea as you notice the pressure in your head, just aware of it being there as you're aware of that relaxation effect through the full body, from your arms, down your back, to your hips and your legs and your feet.
I haven't got very much sensation in my spine either. I think it's part of the same thing.
Yeah, so we're just noticing with curiosity. So with this work, I mean, if you wanted to play it at home, there's always an invitation there. And there is a TRE video. I think you've got it, hey Kate?
I have. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, I think I've sent it to you. Yeah. And I guess what I'd suggest with that is you play one exercise at a time and then pause and then you do it, because it goes through it quite quickly.
Yeah, it does.
Did you notice that? Yeah.
Yeah, it does go quite quickly. You have to stop it and start it.
Yeah, yeah. So when I've played around with it, I was like, oh, okay, just play one exercise, do the exercise, pause it, do the exercise, and then go on to the next one.
Yeah.
And this kind of work, the more you do it, the more can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's nice as we start off with say 2 to 3 times a week, just for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then just see how your body goes. How do I respond? And this piece at the end, the integration piece, is an important step. Of just letting your body come together again. Because during the tremor phase, one big part of the tremors is to release deep postural pain patterns. Yeah. That's a lot of work, right? So afterwards, we just sit and let things integrate. Because underneath those postural patterns is sometimes the armoring of the emotional holds. Yeah. So whenever you're ready, just inviting you to lie onto your side, if that's comfortable, before we sit ourselves up. Move some underneath. There's a tangle of things. Just a bit, yeah. Nice.
I'll just have a little nap before we get up.
Yeah, a little nap before we get up, totally.
Very easy.
Yeah. Quite beautiful, the relaxation response afterwards, huh?
Is it safe for me to drive?
I'll do some trigger points through your feet. Yeah? Exactly. So even as we're lying here, let's wake up to our senses gently. So we can, as we're lying here, noticing any taste sensation in my mouth. So you kind of just moving your tongue inside your mouth and just noticing any taste, feeling of our mouth. Then inviting you to notice any smell you might smell, and the sensation of air moving through our nostrils. Noticing any tactile sense. So what are my hands or my skin? What's in contact to my skin? Noticing what is exposed to the air and what is not. Noticing my hearing. So what can I hear inside me? Can I hear 2 things inside me? 2 sounds. And unfurling into this room. Can I hear 2 sounds? And then unfurling even further outside of this room. Can I hear 2 sounds? And noticing what lies behind my closed eyelids, what's shapes or colors. And then when you're ready, just inviting you to gently open your eyes and just noticing any colors that stand out, what you might see. And then when you're ready, just gently sitting up. And then just orienting to the room. Yeah.
Wow.
Doing okay?
Is that a camera?
Yeah,
Gosh, what a dinky little thing.
I know, right? Well, my laptop camera died.
Oh.
It didn't connect anymore. So then, yeah.
Get your hair straight.
And that's from Nikki's work. I'm like, can I borrow your camera? Yeah. But yeah, if that's too much, we don't really need
That
to.
was such an interesting time. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's really something, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. It is.
Right.
I'd like to do it really regularly, but
I
I
would
don't get
too.
around to it. I procrastinate constantly.
Right. Yeah.
Would you,
What's that all about?
since you've done a video of this, could you
Yeah.
send us the video?
But,
So-
of this? Yeah.
So we
of
don't have to
course.
turn it on and turn, because one that Kate sent
Yeah.
me, apparently,
You turn it on and turn it off, which is a pain. when
which
it's
is
pain
really
getting
ruins
up
the
off
whole
floor.
thing.
Yeah,
Very low.
definitely.
So could you send us this?
I could try, yeah. It's on. What I'll do is I'll send it privately on YouTube,
Oh,
so it
okay.
can be on YouTube, and then you
Yeah.
can look up your names and you can be on YouTube. But I'll just do it privately.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll do my best.
well, I don't understand all that stuff.
I'll talk you through it.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
I've
you.
got to work it out first.
Okay.
But that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We can do that.
I mean, I could do the one Kate sent me because I still haven't done that yet, but
Yeah. Yeah.
But
But
it
is a
would
bit
be
of a
better
pain.
just to do
Yeah.
That's
this.
probably why it's hard to get round to it. because
Yeah,
Getting up and down off the floor all the time for me is a real big deal.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only works well if you've got a remote, right?
that's right.
If you don't
Which
have
I
a
don't
remote,
have.
then that's I can see how that would be painful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you could write it down and then just do it with memory eventually.
yeah.
I suppose.
Eventually, you'll be able to do it with memory.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I can write it down to help you as well. If you like, because just edges, calf raises, lunges, and right,
Yeah.
times 6 or
Yeah.
time 3 breaths. And everyone learns differently in terms of some people prefer the visual, some people like to read it sequentially.
Yeah, reading's not good for me because I can't read very well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the visual will work well.
Yeah,
Sounds like that would work
listening's
well.
good.
Yeah.
Listening's good.
And what does it do? Does it unlock places where your body's blocked, where your body's stuck?
Yeah, those deep postural pain patterns. So there's a stress response to it where it's like it works on the stress response. So just say a week or a day that you've had a lot going on, then you can do the tremor, and that will help just kind of
Release it.
offload that day, right?
Right.
I think as it works more trauma response
Yeah.
is when you do this work regularly over a long period of time,
Right.
because it is layer by layer.
And it's releasing
It's the old
old tension that
Yeah.
you've built up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Makes it good
Yeah.
sense.
Makes good sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you know how sometimes when we've worked in our group, we talk about bracing patterns, all of these bracing patterns that we hold in our bodies that are often not particularly conscious, but we start to recognize, my heart, my jaw is the place that I hold, or my stomach, and we bring up the awareness of what's happening in my body, not just the thinking through everything. So how does it feel?
Right.
So it allows more awareness into our body, right? And we make our own meaning from that. We make everyone's body's response is your body's response, and your meaning will come up for what it means for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I guess it can become a process in itself with the TRE, and whether you're a journaler or not. You might want to journal your shakes and just let yourself, be aware of, today my hips were doing a lot of this, or what came to my mind was this. You could journal if you're a journaler type person to keep track of how your responses are.
And then eventually your body would let go of the old response, and then you wouldn't have that old.
What's the idea is like layer by layer, what happens when, and like the SE work and other nervous system regulation work is as we release stuff from our system, what else then becomes available?
Right, exactly. Other stuff opens up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Very
much.
interesting. Thank
You're
you.
more than welcome.
That's wonderful.
We'll do a little stop there. Bye, Joe.
Hi, everybody.
And I think